hopefully then we'll get the YouTube side of things. Okay, there we go. There's the Twitch side of things all set to go. I just want to make sure my audio is also working properly before we get going. Yep, and it is. Perfect. So now we just need to get the YouTube up and running, and then we'll get started. Perfect. And then, of course, once we get to that, we'll get to the intro. Oh, dearie me. Guessing that's what the grid is gonna look like from what it seems. Okay. Don't think we're waiting on anybody else, not from what I can tell in the chat. Yeah, no, nothing. Not that I can tell. Alright. Oh, it just pinged me. That clicker that just pinged me. Does say silver class. What on earth? Does it? I thought it said gold. I thought it said golden class. Hold on a second. Hold on. Just give me a second. I'll restart the stream. It's no big deal. We haven't even started anyway. That's very weird. Anyway. Oh yeah, there we go. Now it's fixed. Well, very interesting how that all happened there, I guess. Well, I guess we can now get underway. Well, hello everyone, and welcome to round 8 of the Golden Clash Championship here on Trinity Competitive Racing. I'm K1997, your lead commentator for tonight's race, and this time we are racing at the Circuit de Barcelona, Catalunya for the Spanish Grand Prix, which was opened back in the early 1990s to be the primary host of the Spanish Grand Prix. Has also been redeveloped in the past couple of years now, as you may have seen from the real life racing as well. Couple of changes, of course, with it being the newly reprofiled Turn 10 that happened in 2021, and of course, what happened just this year is getting rid of that god-awful chicane that has haunted us for about a decade and a half, pretty much. It's now been pretty much all gone. We pretty much now just got that all taken away, which is great because, yeah, that chicane was completely awful. But yeah, the track itself, it has had some dull races, of course, over its lifetime, but in the virtual world, it has had some interesting races that have happened from my time of both commentary and racing as well. So hopefully we'll see that here tonight. And also, you have the 8 of 2 DRS zones, one that leads down the main straightaway leading into turn 1, the other one that leads at the exit of turn 9, and like I said, into the newly reprofiled turn 10. So we will see some see if we can see some overtaking around there. Now, before we go fully focused onto qualifying, there is a little bit of news to go through first from the previous race at Austria. Most of them were from the sprints. A few were no further actions apart from a couple of time penalties. One that was given to Remsley for resetting to track, and I think another one was a collision penalty from C. Rizzi on Sir Charles in the feature. But otherwise, yes, there were also no further action from then as well. In the Drivers' Championship, currently a GTR line that's leading the way on 116 points, followed by Remsley in second with 108 points. Then it's Raikkonen in third with 88 points. Then still myself somehow in fourth with 51. Wait, has this been updated? I'm just going to make sure, just to clarify that. Okay, well that's what I've currently got. But anyway, yeah, so I was just making sure. So in fourth, fourth is myself. Fifth is Whisper with 43 points, followed by Segrist in sixth with 42, along with Rockstar. Cakes is in eighth with 39, Rizzi in ninth with 33, along with Ben Swerven. Constructors table, Alpine are just dominating the championship by just over 100 points. They're leading the way with 224 points, followed by Haas in second with 113. Williams are in third with 81, followed by McLaren are in fourth with 75. Alfa Romeo are in fifth with 72, Aston Martin in sixth with 66, Ferrari in seventh with 44. Red Bull Racing in eighth with 30, and then in the single digits at the moment is AlphaTauri and Mercedes. AlphaTauri with 8, Mercedes with 6. That is it in terms of the news. We can now fully focus on this qualifying session. I want to make sure as well. Have we got the other bit all up and running? Okay, cool. I was just making sure that the YouTube side of things is working as well. So yeah, I got a 14 car grid for tonight. Not too shabby in some sense. A few of the drivers I think I have seen before, and a couple of them last week. I remember from Kluka, he raced in, I think he raced last week at Austria, and it's Golden Class debut. I think he, if I remember correctly, is a Silver Class driver. There's also the man that's currently leading the fighting for the championship, Remsley, right there, doing a flying lap. Speaking of Kluka, does a 1 minute 12.7 to kick it all off here in qualifying. But yeah, the two Alpines though have been an absolute tear in the Golden Class so far in this championship. As see Rizzi goes to the top now with a 1 minute 12.2. See what Remsley has for a banker lap time as he makes his way down the back straightaway towards turn 10. Down to third gear and then short shifts up to fourth on the mid-apex through turn 10. Bit of a tricky complex as well, turn 10, and of course turn 12. It's a bit of a right-hander that kind of goes on forever in some sense. And Segrist now goes to second with a 1 minute 12.6. Remsley will cross the line to do a 1:11.5. It absolutely smashes Rizzi's time by just about, I think, 7/10 of a second. Yeah, just 7 cents. Now that's now that Rizzi's time is being by Pilot, that's also now being by GTR Line, who does a 1:12 flat exactly. That's something you don't often see there. Carson, my former teammate from Golden Class, does a 1 minute 11.8. Zionical with a 1:11.7. I think if I remember, he's also a Silver Class driver as well as Zionical. Camden Luca, he's just out about on a fly lap as we can see. There was also, if you remember, there wasn't a race. We were supposed to do a race at Barcelona last week, but because Codemasters screwed up the equal performance in their previous patch, we couldn't do that, so we decided to take a week off, and then now we kind of resumed services here for tonight. Thankfully, though, the new hotfix that they, or so-called hotfix that they did, they actually did fix the equal performance cars. As you can see now, everyone is pretty much all lined up where they're supposed to be, no matter what car they are in, which is a very good sign. Because, yeah, that I was getting sick of the multiplayer cars anyway. Raikkonen right now making his way through turn 12. Currently coming through the final sector now, making his way through turn 13. And then up towards the final corner 14. At least that's now more of a proper final corner as well. Raikkonen goes to fourth with a 1:11.9. So we got close times on the moment here in the top four, at least. In the 1:11, separated by just less than 0.4 of a second. Separate between from Remsley and down to Raikkonen. Camden goes into pit lane. Oh yeah, another thing you got to be careful with as well that I have not mentioned, the bump that's still there at pit entry here at Barcelona. You got to be very, very careful. I remember that there was a bump, I remember back on F1 2019 at Suzuka that was completely awful. And good to see that they have that now in a different track, that being at Barcelona. So yeah, you gotta be very, very cautious how you get into that pit lane entry and not screw up. Giggle has done a 1:13.2. I don't think that's a representative time from Giggle's standards. I know he's a bit of a quicker driver than that. Kluka is on an out lap as we speak. Sir Charles has yet to do a flying lap as well. You'll see who can get up towards the front. See if they maybe could see if anyone could challenge those Alpines as well, who have been absolutely on a tear this season so far. Right along with Kluka, who's currently third in the Drivers' Championship. Thiatical, who's in P2, he's leading the Drivers' Championship in the Golden Class by some margin to the man that we have on screen right now. So we'll see how it all goes. I'm surprised he's not doing the braking accelerating sort of technique, which is a lot of drivers have been doing. What that basically does, I don't know if it's saying this for quite some time, it basically builds up brake temperature into the tire's carcass. That's basically how you build up the tire temperature now in this game. Well, since Kluka is about to start flying lap, let's take you on a proper tour of the racetrack here at Circuit de Barcelona, Catalunya. Down the main straightaway towards turn 1. I love that helmet, by the way, the 4th of July helmet that he's got on. Up towards turn 1, braking just before the 54, down to 4th gear. Uses the inside of turn 1 and turn 2. Now to this long right-hander of turn 3, keeping it pinned to the inside, all flat out as well. And now into turn 4 as he's up by 35 thousandths of a second to the first sector. Maybe missing the apex there just a little bit there at turn 4. As Seegers has crashed out. That's at turn 4 he's crashed out. So he will not go further forward into qualifying, unfortunately, as I think Kluka has backed out of the lap. Ooh, okay. But yeah, I saw on the mini-map where where Seegers was. He was right about that area. His car was way off in this part of the track. Quite unfortunate. So, well, the best he could hope for is 11th, but I doubt that's going to stay for very long, unfortunately, for the McLaren driver. Alright, well, let's fly along with Remsley. I think now we can give ourselves a little bit of a more proper indication to see what he can do as he makes his way down the main straightaway towards the first corner. Peak speed from the Alpine, 201 miles per hour as he makes this into turn 1. Short shift up to 5th on the exit of turn 1 through turn 2. Now again, pins into the inside curve through turn 3, flats out, full throttle of course. Up to turn 4, the clock says he's up by 17 thousandths of a second. Out of turn 4, short shifts again, up the gears at the exit of turn 4. Brings it down to 3rd gear, hugs the inside apex of turn 5, and then uses the outside curve as well. Through the kink of turn 6, and now into turns 7 and 8. Down to 4th, uses again the curves there a little bit, very nicely done. Now into the flat out right-hander of turn 9. You gotta be very, very committed through that corner as well. And now into turn 10, as he's up by just about 1/10 and a half. 3rd gear, short goes up to 4th. Now to the right-hander of turn 12, 4th gear. Now up the gears again, uses the outside curve, and then goes to 13. Braking force missing there at turn 14. That's going to be common, I probably will say. As Remsley goes to now a 1:11.3, goes even quicker. Beats out his time by 0.2 of a second. So there's a bit of a margin in hand. Cakes, meanwhile, goes to P2 with a 1:11.7. Zionico, meanwhile, is on a flying lap, and no, he's not. He's backed out of it, actually. Line up by 0.2 of a second. We'll cross the line. We'll set a 1:11.5. He's now P2. Currently about 0.2 behind Remsley at the moment. Just over 0.2. Zionico has actually gone off the road there at turn 5. How's he done that there? Gone completely off the track. Sir Charles now goes to 5th position there with a 1:11.8. Very quick times at the moment. Definitely respectable times for sure. Camden Luca on a flying lap. C. Rizzi, I think, has just completed his lap. He did a 1:12.0. Luca off the racetrack, gets back on, and he's also out of fuel. And they better be very careful with that. Giggle, meanwhile, will be on a flying lap shortly. Yeah, you can see there were braking boards around this area, but now that's all gone thanks to everyone using all that outside line there, trying to get a better line into the final corner. As now Giggle will start his flying lap. Got 6 minutes on the clock. There's just yellows because of, well, one because of Luca, and I think the other one is because one of the Alpines are out of fuel. Meanwhile, Giggle makes his way through turn 3 up towards turn 4. Clock says he's up by just about a 1/10 to the first sector. Out of turn 4. Heads down into turn 5. Second gear briefly there, then short shifts up the gears as he makes his way up towards now turns 7 and 8. Fourth gear again, using a bit of the curve. Very nicely done. The car did look planted through there. Car also looks a bit dirty too, that Ferrari. Down the back straightaway up towards turn 10. Clock says now he's up by just 0.3 of a second. Unfortunately, with that sort of improvement, I don't think he'll be able to get past Segrist just yet, unless he can find more time in this final sector. Bit of a lift, though, I did notice there through that corner as well. It's usually flat through turn 13. He actually now does actually go a couple of positions up. Gets ahead of Nerd with a 1:12.5. F1 Nerd, speaking of which, well, he was up by 0.3, I think, but he was out of fuel. Raikkonen also improved as well with a 1:11.6. Right, so Carson also on an outlap at the moment. That's the technique I was speaking about earlier. You can see what he's doing. He's just using the brake and accelerator at the same time to build up tire brake temperature into the tire's carcass. So he's just trying to get it to its optimal temperature. And he can go again for another flying lap. Again, another car being dirty as well. Like I saw with the Ferrari. His car looked quite dirty too. Alright, well currently he's seen with a 1:11.8. Let's see if he's got any more in the tank as he goes down the main straightaway up towards the first corner. Revving out the car there a little bit before he reaches 8th gear. Top speed 201 miles an hour. Brings it down to 4th as Giggles had some sort of moment. Has he? Oh, he's hit the bump. That's what's happened. The bump caught him off guard and he went off the road. Thankfully he's still in qualifying. Carson, meanwhile, is up by 0.6 of a second and may head through the first sector. Stays on the inside there. I don't ever see drivers do that. Normally they take a bit of a wider exit out of turn 6. Carson just decided to just keep the car on the inside part of the corner, which is quite interesting. Well, let's see what he's got here. Through turn 9, flat out, opens DRS, heads up towards the middle sector. He's lost time, actually. He's lost about 10 thousandths, I think, through that, or 20 thousandths to that middle sector. But can he find any more time? Third gear brings it up to 4th as he makes his way around the penultimate corner. Now he'll make his way towards the final corner. 6th gear, doesn't bother going to 7th. Opens DRS, crosses the line, and he does improve, but only by 53 thousandths. He only goes up to P6 ahead of Sir Charles. And I think with the time on the clock, I think that would be qualifying over for the Williams driver. Both Alpines are out as well. The game ready for their flying laps very shortly. Camden Luca is on his outlap as we speak. Same with C. Rizzi and Kluka. We're right along with Kluka since he is going to be the next car to do a lap. And what will probably be his final fine lap as he makes his way down the main straightaway towards the first corner. Peak speed, again, 201 miles an hour. 202 technically. He kind of peaked it a little bit there, but he misses the apex there at turn 1. Well, that compromises run there through the first sector. Let's see. Clock says, yeah, he's down by 2/10. Modulating the throttle there just a little bit, and I think he's backed out. Yeah, he knew that lap wasn't very good. So he'll try again. Have another go, of course. Ramsley will start another flying lap. Currently sitting on pole with a 1:11.3, 2/10 ahead of its teammate, who, speaking of which, is just right there in the background. As both Alpines now start their flying laps. Down the main straightaway towards turn 1. Brings it down to 5th gear for Ramsley. 4th gear for GTR Lion there through turns 1 and 2. Through turn 3 up towards the first sector. Clock says he's down by 2,000. What about Lion behind? He's up by 29,000. Raikkonen is on an outlap at the moment as we speak. Camden Luca right now I think is on a flying lap. I didn't quite catch what it said through the first sector for him. So we'll keep our eyes on the Alpines for a little bit longer because they are on flying laps. Ramsley is the leading Alpine out of this whole bunch. Making his way through turn 9, flat out, opens DRS. Heads up towards the middle sector. The clock says he's still down by 75 thousandths. What about Line? He's up by just about 1/10.5 to the middle sector. He needs to find at least a few more hundreds if he wants to claim pole position away from his teammate. Let's see if Ramsley can find any time in this final sector. Runs wide and invalidates. That's it for qualifying for him. What about Lion, though? Does he get pole? No, he doesn't. He's down. Oh, well, he's not down, but I was going to say he was off by just 3/100ths of a second. Could not snatch pole away from his teammate. Cakes, though, is up by 96 thousandths. Raikkonen, I didn't quite catch what his time was through the first sector. Ionical is making his way up towards turn 6 and 7. Cakes, I think, will be the next to cross the middle sector split. Clock says for Cakes, he's down by 77 thousandths. Ionical to the middle. Oh, he's backed out, so he's not going to go any further into qualifying. Oh, Sir Charles puts it in the wall there at the final corner in frustration. Camden Luca up 11,000. I saw Carson just spun there at turn 4. Cakes goes off the road as well, so that's it for him. And Ionical backs out of the lap. Raikkonen up by just over 1/10 of a second. Out of the final corner, back onto the main straight. Will cross the line. Is it pole? The answer is no. Misses out by just 1/10.5. I don't think anyone else is improving. Carson, I think, is going again, for what it looks like. Can he get pole away from one of the Alpines? Let's see. Oh, no, he's not. He's actually down. Camden, he's not going to improve. Yeah. But it's an Alpine one too. I think I've said this quite a bit so far since I've commentated Golden Class. But yeah, Alpine 1-2. Ramsley on pole by just nearly 30 thousandths of a second between him and GTR Line. I don't know why I said he was down when he crossed the line. But yeah, could not beat his time, but just was off by 3/100ths of a second. The top 10, meanwhile, are separated by just 0.7 of a second. Quite impressive qualifying, close qualifying. Uh-oh, will this give someone a grid penalty here? Because Raikkonen is behind a car. Okay, thank God. Good. Because, yeah. Anytime the AIs are close to one another, following one another, there tends to be someone that will get a grid penalty thanks to this stupid game. 29,000 are separating the two Alpines. Raikkonen was so close, but unfortunately was just a little bit short. Only 1/10.5 off. Cakes will start in 4th, followed by Zonical. A very good qualifying from the silver class driver. Rizzy in 6th, followed by Carson. Charles, Kevin and Luca. Pilot will start in 10th, along with F1 Nerd, Kluka, Giggle, and Segrist, who only set a lap time on the medium compound tire. Will start from the very back. Alright, well, I guess we go to race now. I think the formation lap is on for this, if I remember correctly. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna bother worrying about going straight into the race. I mean, at least it kind of gives me the better indication of who's on what. Yeah, because I don't know what's up with these formation laps. They are so buggy in this game. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't, but yeah. But no, it seems like, yeah, because I don't know. But yeah, it is good to see that they fixed the equal performance, because, yeah. This is not also the first time that they've done this as well. They did this same thing back in, back a couple months ago, Codemasters did, with the whole unequal performance, equal performance cars glitch, where it was involving the tire wear, because if I remember correctly, the best car for tire wear was the Red Bull, and then the Ferrari, I think, was the worst. And then they did the same thing, only did more realistic performance. The Red Bull was the fastest car, obviously, of course, and then the worst car was the AlphaTauri. And it's not even close. It was like faster than by like 1.5 seconds. Alright, so we'll wait to get started. Hopefully we will get started shortly. Everyone's just trying to get all their tires, strategies all sorted out. I do see Hards though in F1 Nerd's garage, so I'm gonna guess he started on the mediums. I think that's the same story in Giggle's garage there in the Ferrari. From what I can tell from over there, he's got hard tires on. It's kind of cool when you can actually see what everyone's on, what anyone's on what in terms of their tires. In some garages, and you can't see it for all of them, unfortunately. And Lion has left the session. Why has that happened? I have no idea. Hopefully he'll be able to rejoin. I'm gonna take a look at Discord real quickly. Yeah, so there is formation lap on. Yep, okay. Alright, Lion is back in, thankfully. So, I don't think he'll be able to retake his car, though, once they get through the formation lap. So he's going to have to wait until the formation lap is done. Alright, let's see what everyone's on in terms of tires. It's a fair mix, in some sense, but dominant on the mediums, pretty much. Everyone's on the medium compound tires, apart from 4 drivers. That's Raikkonen, who's in 3rd. Cakes in... sorry. Not Cakes. Sir Charles in 8th. He's on the soft tire. Luca is on the hards, and same with Kluka. Everyone else, though, is on the medium compound tire. Okay. Yeah, so we'll run you through the order, of course. Remsley in P1. Line, who hasn't rejoined yet. Hopefully he'll be able to rejoin before the whole first lap. Get into his car and get into the race. Raikkonen will start P3, followed by Cakes, Zionical, Rizzy, Carson, Sir Charles, Camden, Luca, Pilot, Nerd, Kluka, Giggle, and Segrist, who crashed out of qualifying will be starting from the very back of the grid. Alright, so I don't think we'll need the tire graphic on for now. We just gotta remember that the two Haas's, Sir Charles, and I think there was one more. Let me go through that real quickly. Yeah, the two Haas's, Kluka, and Sir Charles are on the hard compound tires. Everyone else is on the medium compound tire. Unless anyone does request, and then I'll just put it back up. But yeah, I don't think we'll necessarily need the tire graphic up. Raikkonen disqualified for not parking his car correctly. Hopefully that does not screw anything. Nerd does the same story. Disqualifies himself for overshooting his grid box. I guess that's the best angle I got for the lights. Alright, well, I think everyone's all lined up. We got 5 red lights for the Spanish Grand Prix. And we are underway here at the Spanish Grand Prix. It's a nice start there by the two Alpines. Making the way up towards turn 1. Can Remsley beat out his teammate heading up towards the first corner as they head up towards turn 1? And it looks like the Alpines get through fine. The two Haas, or sorry, I was going to say two Haas's. That was an AlphaTauri. That was Zionico. Down the inside goes one of the Haas's. Speaking of which, that is Raikkonen trying to get past GTR line, who actually hasn't gone back into this car yet. And he's going off the road as well. Oh dear, that bit of a shaky start. A little bit of kerfuffle going on as they make their way through turn 5. Nice start there by the AlphaTauri as Zionical. He moves himself up into P3. Ramsey, though, has pulled up a gap already to P2 as they make their way up towards turn 9. But yeah, apart from that little bit, it's been a bit of a tameable start. And down the inside comes Sir Charles on Carson into turn 10. On the soft compound tire, kind of pushes him wide, contact as well. Hanging through turn 12. There's Segrist as well. Nice start as well from him in the McLarens. They make the way around turn 13 to complete lap 1 of 33. And the gap right now, as it stands, is 1.6 seconds. As I just saw briefly there before that little delta came into play. But no, controlled start from Remsley. Bit of a shocking start for his teammate. I'm not sure if what happened with him was that maybe just he couldn't get to his car, or maybe got into his car at the wrong time. But yeah, either way, he is down to P4. Meanwhile, though, heading through turn 4, Raikkonen right now trying to... Oh, and a bit of a rear locking there from Zionical there at turn 5. The AlphaTauri, they're getting a bit squirrely. Rezi, Carson side by side now. Carson really dropping place. Oh dear. I think that was Segrist and Nerd that kind of had a bit of a come together moment there at turn 7. Meanwhile, also further back as well, Giggle trying to defend as well from Pilot as they make their way through turn 12. Segrist and Nerd still wheel to wheel as they make their way through 10, and now it turns 11 and 12 they go. Segrist will have the inside line. The McLaren gets in front. He's now up into P9. Oh, that was close there. Braking board's already gone too at the final corner. Line sets fast lap 1:15.1. Nerd will try to get by Segrist as DRS is now enabled here. And the gap right now, 1.7 seconds between Raikkonen and Remsley. Pulling a bit of a margin at the moment. It seems like the medium tires are working to his favor. Giggle. Oh, and a spin for Segrist! Deary me, he spins. And the inside, and he's also beached the car. Reset the track. You need to do that. I'll allow that. You've got to reset the track. You'll get disqualified if you don't. Oh, he is completely beached. He can't get out. Look. No. Oh, yep, there you go. He's been disqualified for parking at this location. Oh, that's so unfortunate. No, he was just stuck. He couldn't get out. Oh, that's why I said reset the track. You gotta reset. I mean, look. I know that's not allowed in league racing, but that's the only time I think that should be allowed, is if your car is beached on a curve or something. I will allow that. As yellow flags at sector 2. That's Kluka that spun. That's at turn 12. Gets the car going again at least, but yeah. Oh, that's so unfortunate for Segrist. Crashed out of qualifying and he's already out of the race after getting disqualified. Out of turn 2, up towards turn 3. Nerd's got pilot for company as well, making the way through turn 3. Meanwhile, towards the upper part of the field, it's down 2.1 seconds separating between Bremsley and Raikkonen. Raikkonen right now trying to hang on as best he can. He's holding a bit on for dear life. He's on the hard compound tires, mind you, as well. He's starting on those tires. As Nurture gets past Giggle there at turn 7. That's tied there. It looked like between Luca and Pilot. Making their way through turn 9. Up towards turn 10 we go. DRS wide open for the Ferrari and also for the Haas. And down the inside, locks up a little bit. He gets through the corner, at least. Yeah, he does. Oh, the Ferrari nearly had a moment there. Hello, yellows, yellows. What's that for? There's the Alpha there of C. Rizzi that spun. There at the exit of turn 12. He's now got Camden Luca for company. As Lyon now overtakes Raikkonen there for P2. He's now into second position. Now trying to close up the gap a little bit on his teammate, who is 2.1 seconds up the road. Nerd and Giggle battling out there at turns 1, 2, and into turn 3. Giggle losing a couple more spots, down to 12th position he goes. As we head around turn 7 up towards turn 8, then into turn 9. Half a second separating Raikkonen and Lyon. Lyon has not been able to pull away, not just quite yet. He needs to kind of build a bit of a margin to Raikkonen. I'm going to look at Barry's situation here. Raikkonen's got 72, Lyon's got 67. Bremsley's on 87% right now and holding a comfortable lead. And he's doing a fantastic job there in the lead at the moment, just holding on. Zionko 52, Cakes with 62, Sir Charles with 48, and Carson with 44. Here comes a move here for Nerd. On C. Rizzi into turn 1. He gets by the Alpha up into 8th position. Oh no! He almost lost it there. Jeez, that was close. Here comes Camden Luca to the inside. Yeah, turn 4, and he's not close enough. Doesn't go for the move there at turn 4. Now heading around turn 5. Nerd trying to pull away as best he can. Gap right now still remains the same, 2.1 seconds separating. The top 2 is also the same story with Raikkonen. It's 7.5 tenths separating second and third. He needs to keep up and not lose out DRS. He's kind of losing a bit of ground, but he still will get it. The DRS detection zone around here is at the final corner. Camden Luca overtakes C. Rizzi down the inside at turn 13. That is very committed from Camden Luca. He made that work. He's now up into 9th. Next driver will be Nerd if he can catch up to him. Meanwhile, though, Pilot's on the inside as well of C. Rizzi as they make their way up towards turn 1. Can the Mercedes get him into turn 1? There's contact. He barges him off a little bit there at turn 1. Through the turn 2, he cuts the track a little bit there. And C. Rizzi goes off the track as well and spins. Oh, dear. Gets a nice pirouette, though, but that's quite unfortunate. Spin at turn 12, and now it's just got even worse. He also has another spin after going off at turn 3. Yeah, kind of understeered quite a bit there out of that corner. Maybe he might have. Probably my guess is that he probably has a bit of damage. Because yeah, he went completely off the track. Alright, well, meanwhile, though, Raikkonen's still hanging on. Gap right now still sticking with 2 seconds, separating between the two Alpines. Raikkonen again has DRS, but will he close up to maybe line up a move? He's not using anything. Yeah, look at the effect of that slipstream. That's the power of DRS. Pretty much right there. Closes up by just a couple of tenths as Cam DeLuca now overtakes Nerd there for 8th place. Oh, but he runs a little bit wide at turn 2, but he gets to the corner fine. Meanwhile, though, up towards the front of the field, still same story. Yeah, kind of hovering about 2 seconds. It's now 1.8 I saw just tick. But yeah, with all the other cars behind, they can't really do much of anything if they're stuck in a bit of a DRS train. That's kind of how a typical Smash Grand Prix is. You get here for the virtual side of F1, you're just stuck behind a DRS train and there's like literally nothing you can do. You're literally just stuck. Meanwhile, though, Lion has gained a bit of time actually, by a couple of tenths. I'm going to actually put up the lap data, just out of curiosity. He has burned some battery. Set to 3 yellow flags. That is for Pilot that has spun. Carson's also overtaken Sir Charles. That's at turn 1. But yeah, Lion used a bit of battery to close up on his teammate. Remsley still has all the battery in the world that he can still use. .8 seconds. Keep this up for a little bit longer, actually. Just to see if anyone is going to be willing to use up any sort of resources. I say Ramsey right now is looking really, really good. It seems like he's got more pace if he's on Xbox compared to what he was on PC. Because I remember he was on PC before he went over to back to his Xbox. Ever since then, he's actually seemed like he's got a bit more pace than I realized. Well, that's at least what some people have said. Alright, well, here comes Raikkonen. He's going to line up a move. And he's got DRS, and he is really close to the Alpine. Not much he can do about that. Raikkonen now moves up into 2nd place. 1.7 seconds now ahead of Lion. A very nice, simple move. He's up into 2nd. Well, we'll keep an eye on Raikkonen as well, because he has got a lot of resources. Not only that, he does have some really good pace, it seems, in that Haas, just to keep up with these guys on the hard compound tires. He will be going on the medium shortly. It's going to be a matter of how much quicker he could be. I think if I remember correctly, for the hards, it's the halfway point. So I think they're at lap 15 to 18. I think it is for like the hard tires to get on for those tires and get onto a set of the mediums. I think it's a little bit sooner if you do mediums to hard. I think though Lion might have a bit of a response to this because he's gonna have DRS. And he'll close back up. And he'll take 2nd place back. And there you go. Lion now moves back into 2nd place ahead of Raikkonen. And we're now on lap 11 of 33. Still a bit of ways to go here in the Spanish Grand Prix. Alright, 2 seconds, still the margin. It's kind of just been pretty much the same gaps ever since it's been formed. You got these little groups. Carson, unfortunately, is in no man's land because he doesn't have DRS. So Charles is a bit the same story. Ken and Luca, though, trying to hang on for 8th against Nerd. Yeah, it's just pretty much right now a battle for 2nd and a battle for 8th. Pretty much on track, that is. Pretty much all you got. Alright, out of the final corner, back onto the main straight. Raikkonen will have DRS. He's using up those resources. I don't think that's something you want to do. If you're Raikkonen, just use DRS and just close up. That's all you gotta do. You don't need to do much more than that. Sir Charles now goes to pit lane. He's done 12 laps on those soft tires. Very nice job, actually. I will give him credit for that, as he now bolts on to the set of medium compound tires. Interesting. So he's going to go about 20 laps on those tires. Can he do 20 laps on those tires? That is the question. I have heard some rumors that the soft medium strat isn't a bad strategy to do, actually, around here. Pilot, meanwhile, sets the fastest lap with a 1:15 flat. I think if I also recall from the little commentary notes that Mr. Canvin Luca gave me, the track record around this place was set back in Season 10 by Flying Yippo. That, of course, was the old configuration. Now that we got the new configuration, it's actually faster, so he's beaten that by 2 seconds, pretty much. Carson, 3-second time penalty. That has happened at pit entry. He's done that pulls the car up, locks up, and he's into the pits. Right, so he's going to go from the mediums to the hards. As Cakes now overtakes Zionical, that is for P4. Ahead of him into turn 1. It is the hard tire bolted up onto the car. There's Sir Charles as well. He is down the main straight. And there is Carson coming out of the pits. He's taking off the pit limiter button. And there comes the Aston Martin to swoop around the outside. Oh, that was brilliant. As he comes out of the pits, he swoops around the outside and says, I'll take that place away from you. Oh dear, Kluko's spun. That's now at turn 2. That's actually the long lap penalty area where they used for MotoGP. Believe it or not. But he gets that car going again. What a superb move. That was committed. He's like, no, I ain't letting you undercut me. I'm going to just take that position away. Let's see what Sir Charles will do once he's done with that. Meanwhile, see if he can pull away. Meanwhile, though, Zionical in pit lane. He is now going to try and bolt on the hard compound tire. Raikkonen, close enough, sorry, he is close, but not close enough. Well, I should have said. Couldn't get past him there. Hard tires bolted onto the Alpha Tower of Zionical, and away he leaves. The way he's going, where is Rizzy? He is coming next to him. He should be able to overtake him. There you go. I think he's been on those tires for a while. Yeah. Giggle has a 3-second time penalty, multiple warnings. That looks like that might have happened at, oh geez, that must have happened at turn 4, I'm guessing. Right, so now Rizzy will have Zionical behind him on fresher tires, so he might be in a bit of trouble. Nerd trying to close up. He's not quite close enough, though, to attack the Haas into turn 10. Into the pits goes Cakes. He'll bolt onto the hard compound tire to try to carry that to the end of the race. Ramsley's still staying out. Same with Flying. I wonder if they're going to try to push. Maybe they won't. I don't know. But I'm thinking something tells me that they might go medium softs. Wouldn't be a bad thing. There are yellow flags at sector 3. Now, what was this one for? I'm not entirely sure. Oh, that's close there from Rizzy and Zionical. He does bolt by there, the AlphaTauri. He moves through. There's his teammates. Oh, he had to back out a little bit because Cakes was not really up to speed with those tires. Alright, we'll head up towards turn 4. Rizzy runs a bit wide. Zionical, they'll try to get him at turn 5. He looks to the outside. Can't really do too much there at turn 5. Oh, Rizzy nearly loses it. I think Rizzy's just trying to pray for a safety car at this point. Oh, And a bit of a moment there again for Zionical. This time at the exit of turn 7. Or turn 8, sorry. Nearly losing the back end. Meanwhile, though, down the back straightaway. And here comes Rizzy. He's going to do everything he can to defend his teammates. To defend for his teammate. Doesn't get through. Oh, and a spin! Oh dear, it's going from bad to worse for Rizzy. Virtual safety car's been deployed. Really? From that? Giggles into the pit lane. Hang on. Has he... He went in there quite fast. Has he got damage or something? I'm going to take a look. No? Fine there, I guess. That is very strange. He... Oh, well... That's... Oh... Yeah, I feel sorry for Rizzy there. He completely missed the pit lane, and then he's now back in. No, now he's in the pit, I should say. Was there a bit of front wing that might have come off? I don't know. I didn't see anything fly off. That's the thing. We're up back under green. Oh, that explains it. There it is. I think that's Kluka. Oh, no, not Kluka. That's the other rip. Sorry, run Red Bull. That explains a lot. So it was Nerd that got damaged. Oh, you do not... Just let them go. Yeah, just let them go. Yeah, you can't fight them with a broken front wing. You're going to have no downforce on that car. As Lion has lost time as well. The gap, if you remember, was about 2 seconds for a long period. Now that gap's increased to 3.3 seconds. So it's increased by just over a second. Kind of interesting there. I wonder if he made some sort of mistake somewhere. Zionical now overtakes Cakes. That is for 5th position. Yeah, I thought initially... I was going to say initially, I thought the spin was from the virtual safety car. I thought they were pulling the NASCAR sort of tactic. How Tower just calls a random caution for any time someone spins. No, it's not that case. It was just because of a Red Bull destroying its front wing. So I guess somewhat similar. Anyway, though. Kluka sets fast lap 1:14.8. He's right now down in 13th position at the time being. Do have a battle still brewing right now for 5th position. Camden is yet to make a pit stop, of course. He'll be pitting very soon. The top 2, though, have yet to pit, and same with Raikkonen. So they are definitely trying to go for, I'm gonna say they're going for a medium soft. If that's exactly what they're doing, I'll see if it works. We did see Sir Charles do 12 laps on the softs. So if it is possible, then it is possible. And those Alpines will be rapid at the end of the race. As we now make the way through turn 5. Gap right now hovering just about 3.5 tenths separating between Zionical and Cakes. Through turn 9 up towards turn 10. Yeah, nothing too dramatic we've had apart from a couple of spins from Rizzy. And a couple other incidents from Kluka, sorry. Well, I know Camden Luca and Kluka, I think they're brothers if I recall. I don't know who's the youngest or who's the oldest. Zionical still holding on. Cake's not close enough to attack. Lion has brought the gap back down to just less than 3 seconds, so he wants to try to push as much as he can. He's still got a bit of battery to use, same with Remsley, and Raikkonen, he's still got a fair amount. He's got about 51%. Everyone just trying to hold on as best they can. at least. Oh, Carson. That was a bit shaky there, my guy. My goodness. Nearly losing it there at the exit of turn 7. And he's got the Aston Martin of Sir Charles still behind him. Alright, Remsley is into the pits on lap 20. Let's see what he pits on for. Soft tires, as yellow flags are out at sector 1. That is for Kluka. That is spun yet again, as Rizzi's giving himself a 3-second time penalty. Dear, oh dear, it just goes from bad to worse for the Alpha driver. Through goes Camden Luca. Remsley is going to be absolutely rapid on those tires, but will they hang on for the end of the race? He's going to have to do 14 laps on those tires. I imagine they're probably a fresh set of softs, is what I'm going to guess. Depending on what allocation he used. I don't know if he used a soft or a balanced. But if he does have that sort of allocation, the soft allocation, or if he saved a tire on balanced allocation, he's definitely within a shout to probably go very, very quick. I think, though, these two are going to have to pit right now. Ooh, I think that there, you see what happened right there with Raikkonen? That was a screen freeze. Where he just stopped right there in the middle of the corner, that's a screen freeze. I love how that's still a thing in this game. Yeah, but unfortunately this only happens to anyone that's on the PS4 or Xbox One, if you're playing that game on that. But yeah, such a shame, that's still a thing. Well, there goes Remsley. He's going to be breezing past his teammate. And here comes Lion. He'll come out behind the battle there of Zionicle and Case, and he's behind Carson as well. So he's got a bit of work to do, Lion does. He's got a lot of work to do. Yeah, because he's got cars that he needs to pass by. He will be very rapid, though, on those tires. Yeah, and also, Ramsey, with him having clear air, it's just kind of going to hamper Lion a little bit. Nerd overtakes Rizzy there for 11th position. Yeah, he needs to get by the Williams first. Raikkonen's into the pits. He'll probably get onto the softs, I imagine, as well. So he'll come out right along this train here. Ramsley sets fastest lap, unsurprisingly, with a 1:14.2. Not much Carson can do, and there goes Lion. Breezing past for 4th. Where would Raikkonen come out? He's going to come out behind Sir Charles. He is down the field. He's got even more work to do compared to Lion. And also with a sequence of pit stops, Remsley has now taken back the race lead here on lap 22. But these two are going to have a big old hungry line behind them to make their way through turns 7 and 8. Yeah, he's got those fresh, soft compound tires. As Cakes goes to the inside. Oh, and a huge lockup from Zionicle. Through goes Lion. Pretty much was just given the door to go past. Alright, well now, let's see what happens here as he makes his way around the final corner. Cakes is going to be completely defenseless. Nothing much he can do. As Lion now sets the fastest lap. And through goes the Alpine into second position. It's now an Alpine 1-2 all over again. Raikkonen now overtakes Sir Charles. He's now up to 6th position. But yeah, he too has to carve his way through the field as well. He's going to have Carson, he's got Zionicle, and he's got Cakes if he wants to claim that final podium spot. Out of turn 5, down towards turn 6, into turn 7 and 8. Goes the Haas. Carson once again gonna face a car with fresher tires, and here he comes. Oh my goodness! Big send from Raikkonen. Through goes the Williams. Raikkonen completely overshot the corner there at turn 10. And Carson just takes the position back. Well, I don't think he'll take it back for much longer. The line again sets fastest lap. He is really pushing. Well, here we go. Raikkonen now down the main straight. This time he'll be much cleaner. Now he gets through into P5. Yeah, those screen freezes though also as well, I have been noticing from Raikkonen, have really been hampering his progress a little bit as well. I kind of wish though that Codemasters, if they're going to make a game, if you're going to make a game that's going to be next gen oriented, at least just try to make it that way. Like, if you're going to sell it to the PS4 or Xbox One customers, like, at least make it work and don't make it worse for them. Cake's also had a battery, I've noticed as well. So Alcohol's still got plenty of it. Same with the two Alpines. Raikkonen though will be closing in on these two shortly. He won't have DRS, but he will have the grip advantage. He needs to get by them fast. Honestly, in Raikkonen's situation, the best he can really hope for is just to finish in the podium. That's all he can hope for. Finish in third. I don't think he'll be able to get the... Well, he won't be able to catch line, I don't think, at this rate. I mean, we kind of also know how quick Lion is. We know how quick the two Alpines are, how quick they have been so far this season. It's not like another league I've actually dealt with that's had to deal with Alpines dominating, but anyway. That's another story. But anyway, Raikkonen, yep, he is now on the back of these two. So he's going to line up a move. Yellow flies at sector 2 and 3, then now at sector 3, which is Kluka again. This time he's gone through turn 10. He's also going to be lapped at some point as well, because there comes Remsley right behind him. So the blue flags will be indicated for him. That will mean that he has to get out of the way of the lead cars. Oh, Kluka just abandons that. He goes into pit lane. But fair enough. He didn't necessarily need to do that, but I understand what he was doing anyway. Alright, well, here comes Raikkonen. And Cakes is very vulnerable. Not going to do much about that. He's going to go for a 2-for-1 special here, there, Raikkonen. Into turn 1. He gets it there. Into third place. Goes for the 2-for-1 special at turn 1. Very nicely done. Yep, so pretty much now Raikkonen's position. All he can do now is just try to pull a gap as best he can to these drivers, who are on old hards, mind you. Raikkonen, he'll still have the pace to pull away as best he can. But yeah, I think, well, we'll keep our eyes on the top two. It's 2.2 seconds now. Remember, these two are fighting in the Drivers' Championship. This guy is your championship leader after having a very good weekend at Austria, winning both the sprint and the main race. Lion's going to be looking to try and see if he can close up on his teammate, but his teammate's got a hell of a lot of resources to back him up. So even if Lion does catch him, I'm not sure if he'll be able to pull away. Alright, well, gap right now at 2.1 seconds. And Raikkonen has not been able to pull away. from these two. It's still like it's 6 tenths separating between us, 7 tenths. I'm amazed that he hasn't been able to pull away yet. He is also low on resource, but same with Bionicle. I think that's the only hope that he's got, is just at least use some DRS. He needs to hold on, as Bionicle does. But yeah, not close enough there to attack there to turn 10. I think third might be still on. Wait and see. 6 is on for sure, but in fairness though, Carson does have a penalty. He didn't nearly just have a penalty, he almost nearly lost the damn car at the exit of turn 12. Charles is still going at it, even on those tires. Well, look, to be fair, we did see the two Alpines go about nearly 20 laps on those tires. So, if we could see Sir Charles doing 12 laps on the softs, we could definitely see him going to the end on those tires, for sure. But in fairness, though, that's very good driving, if I'm totally honest, from Sir Charles, to save that much tire life. Yeah, because that is not an easy thing to do. Yeah, look, it's just that Raikkonen just cannot pull away. Even though he is leading this group, he hasn't been able to pull away at all. Yeah, not on these softs at least. Rizzy gets fast slap on the medium compound side with a 1:13.2. And the gap is closing as well between the two Alpines. 1.1 seconds. As Remsley and Lyon were weaving about there for some reason. I wonder if they're maybe going to go into some sort of victory formation. Maybe Remsley did this on purpose. Because there's no way he lost that much time. I've seen Remsley's pace so far in this race. He's been doing superbly. But I guess we're going to have a battle for the race win? I don't know. Or it could be set for victory formation. Who knows? I guess we'll wait and find out. Because, yeah, that gets me very curious. Unless there were some mistakes that Remsley made that I just didn't catch. I don't know. Because the gap a while back was just about 2.5 or 3 seconds. It's now less than 7 tenths. Let's see what happens. I'm going to take a look at them for just a bit. The line's going to come up to him with DRS. Does he bother going for the race lead? No, not quite. I was just more amazed how much weaving I saw from Remsley. Just trying to break the slipstream, I suppose. Alright, well, gap right now is half a second separating these two. Making their way through turn 8, 9, DRS open, up towards turn 10. As he not quite close enough to attack there to turn 10. Up towards turn 12. Short shifts from 3rd to 4th. To the right-hander of 13. Now the final corner. Back onto the main straight away when we begin. Lap 31 of 33. And again, more weaving. Again from these two. Okay, they're just having a bit of fun with each other. That's what they're doing. Of course they are. Yeah, no, they're just messing around is what they're doing. And more yellow flags for Giggle. That is at sector 3. Gets the car going. Hello, thanks for the ghosting system kicking in. Right. So yeah, no, these two are just having a bit of a laugh. Unless there will be a fight for the final lap. I don't know. But we'll wait and see. The line is very close. Running wide as well, Remsley. Remsley's been in full control, but he is in a bit of trouble. Let's see if Lion lines up anything here. He can do a pass if he wants to. Well, he's opening the DRS, and well, there you go. Here he goes into the race lead. Lion moves through. Into the race lead. On lap 32 of 33. Two more laps to go, sorry. 2 more laps to go. And yeah, Zionical all over the back of Raikkonen, who does not seem to have a good time on those tires. Yeah, like I said, I'm a bit surprised he hasn't pulled away from these cars behind him. Zionical's been on those hards for 18 laps. Raikkonen's been on those softs for 10 laps. Yeah, this battle may not be over yet. Oh no! Big overshooting there from Zionical. There goes Kate. And that's pretty much thrown away his podium chances. Just like that. It's gone out the window for Zionical. Pushed a little bit too hard. There at turn 8. Alright, well here we go. Final lap. Which Alpine's going to win it here, I suppose? Will it be Remsley or will it be weaving about? Of course, having a little bit of fun, but you're under DRS, remember? You don't want to be weaving around too much with DRS open. He's not quite close enough. Zionical now overtakes Cakes back at turn 1, down the main straight to turn 1 for 4th position. It's going to be looking like I think Lion will get this win. Oh! Ramsey nearly threw it away there at the exit of turn 5. I get you're flashing off of your dominance, but you got to be very careful about how you're celebrating. You don't want to throw it away here. I guess it's just to make the championship a bit more interesting or something. Or in some case, I don't know. Unless he's just letting Lion take this victory. But Lion is going to take victory. It's going to be back-to-back victories for GTR Lion. He comes around the final corner. The checker flag waves. He wins the Spanish Grand Prix. And Remsley gets second, claiming another Alpine 1-2. Raikkonen will finish in third, followed by Zionical and Kegs in the top 5. Carson will be in 6th, but that won't be for long. He will be demoted down to P8. Charles will claim 6th. Luca will finish in 7th. Now we just wait for the others to cross the line. Rizzi also finished his race because he was lapped. Same with Kluka. So that's their races done. Pilot will claim 9th place. Nerd will finish in 10th. So he'll be the final point scoring placer. And Giga will finish in 11th. But it's another day for Alpine, another day in the office it seems. For the 2 Alpines. And there you go. American flag shown proudly by GTR Line. Wins it here at Spain. A fine victory for the Alpine driver and will extend his championship lead. Ramsley claiming 2nd and Raikkonen 3rd. Kind of the same podium. No, actually, was it the same podium as last week? Nah, I don't think so. Rackett was on the podium, but he finished in P2. Lion finished P1. I can't remember now. He finished in third. Anyway, there are your unofficial results of the Spanish Grand Prix. Lion wins, followed by Remsley, Raikkonen, Zyonical, Cakes, Sir Charles, Candeluca, Carson, Pilot, Nerd, Giggle, Rizzy, Kluka, and Segrist is the only non-finisher for getting disqualified for parking in a dangerous location. In fairness, though, it's because the game's rubbish and he was stuck on a curb at turn 3. Like I said, though, very unfortunate end for him. But that's why I said. That's why I say in these sort of situations, if you need to, just reset the track. I don't care what happens. What do you mean I have no passion? I got excited saying how the Alpines did. How do you want me to sound? Do you want me to sound way like over the moon? Vapor? Okay. Sure. I'm just trying to do my job here. Alright, so. I mean, besides, Vapor, if you want to see passion, watch my Golden Class commentary. Then you'll see about that. Anyway, though, if they are willing to, let's get into. I'm gonna transfer over to the comms don't join chat and see if we can get anybody in here. I'll just wait just a little bit if they want to join, of course. Okay, well, let's see. I think I have somebody in here. Hold on. I do. I have Lion in here. Alright, cool. So, oh, screw it. Let's go ahead and get started then, because since he's in here. Lion, can you hear me? Real quick. Actually, I'm gonna put my phone close to my mic so that I can pick up audio. Give me a second. Alright. Lion, can you have a copy on me? Alright, right up. Alright, so, well, a very good victory for you. A bit of an unusual one, though, if I'm totally honest. What was going on between you and Rensley on the final few laps? Did he, like, genuinely make a mistake? And you just caught up? Or did you two were just, like, having some sort of communication about something through there? Alright. Yeah, cause I mean, like I'm not trying to down you or anything, but it's just like it should have looked like he should have won that race because like he was up by like. Oh, okay. Sorry, it's just because I have my phone close to my mic. It's so I can pick up your audio. But no, what I was saying is that he was up by like 3 or 3.5 seconds to you after the pit cycles. You can't hear me still. What? Hello? Hang on. I'm gonna leave and come back. Give me a second. Yeah, hang on. Oh, well, I think maybe it's Lion's problem then, because if Raikkonen can hear me, then yeah, that was odd. Hello? Hey, hello. I can hear you. Oh, you're fine. No, I was sa- No, you're fine. It happens. Technical issues. No, I was saying that yeah, no, I was trying to have my phone close to the mic so that's way I can pick up your audio. But no, back to what I was saying is that my original question was that he was up. Well, not question, I guess, but like sort of a statement, I guess. He was up by like 3.5 seconds or 3 seconds. Remsley was, but yeah, I don't know if like I didn't pick up if he made a mistake or something because I thought that was a bit unusual. Then I just watched you two just kind of like weaving about. I thought you two were having fun or something, from what it looked like to me. Hmm. But other than that, um, not about qualifying from you. You were only about a few hundredths off from your teammate. And not only that, I mean, you two had a, well, I think it's kind of been the story of the season for you two. Alpine have just been pretty much the dominant constructor. You guys qualify on 1-2, and then you finish 1-2. Uh, what's kind of been sort of the rhythm, or what's been the thing that's kind of been driving you to get all these 1-2s? I'm guessing it's just, is it the consistency or what is it? mm, hmm. Oh, that's fair enough. But Forrest said on the chat that you guys are OP, which I probably would agree. You two have been OP from the times I've commentated and stuff. Um, but all righto. Mm. That's a good amount of practice though. But hey, practice makes perfect. Oh, for goodness sake. Oh, for goodness sake. Apparently I can't hear you on the stream. Oh, I love Discord. I absolutely love it. Sorry, Remsley. But, um, yeah, I'm just, yeah, but we're in Discord, so, yeah. Uh, okay, I'm gonna have to figure this stuff out, because, yeah, this is just so difficult. Well, anyway, I guess I'll wrap it up. I apologize for no interviews. I really would love to do interviews, but yeah, I just can't figure it out with Discord. My apologies, um, but yeah, not a bad race overall, I suppose. But yeah, bit of an interesting one in some aspects. But it felt like a typical Spanish Grand Prix. But hopefully you guys enjoyed the racing as much as you possibly could. Thank you for watching. I have been K1997. We will see you once again for I think a brand new thing going on, a feature race next week at Monza, at Autodrome Nationale Monza for the Italian Grand Prix. I guess this one will be different. I think if I remember correctly, it'll be like a one-shot quali, a 5-lap race, and then the main race that will set up the grid. Be an interesting one. Hopefully that will be a fun one to watch. Always is a Monza. But anyway, take care everybody, and have a good rest of your night.